Salutations everyone, Taurus here, and today we'll be diving into an exciting versus matchup. In today's showdown, we'll be putting the leader of the 7 deadly sins against the modern era's strongest sorcerer, Satoru Gojo. But before we delve into the video, make sure to show your support by giving it a thumbs up, sharing your thoughts in the comment section below, and subscribing to my channel. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay uploaded on our latest videos. As well, I've got one more thing to say. I've actually started my own Patreon. This will be up until I'm able to get my monetization going for the YouTube partnership program. So if you have some money to support me and want to help me make more content for the channel, head down to the description and check out my Patreon. Anyways, let's get back to the video. As you may recall, I previously released a video on Meliodas' power scaling, which I highly recommend you check out. However, with the recent surge in popularity of Jujutsu Kaisen and my revisiting of 7 Deadly Sins, I couldn't resist exploring this intriguing matchup. Before we get started, let me clarify that we will be employing the standard versus battle assumptions concept. One critical aspect of this standard assumption is verse equalization, which will be leveling the playing field by both equalizing 7 Deadly Sins magic and Jujutsu Kaisen's cursed energy. I understand that some viewers may have reservations about this, but please bear in mind that it is my video and this approach will allow us to explore the matchup more thoroughly. Rest assured, at the end of the video, I will discuss how the battle would unfold without verse equalization. So without further ado, let's dive into Gojo scaling and see how he steps up as the challenger in this video. Now, when it comes to diving into the power of Gojo Satoru, there's a lot of intriguing paths we can go down. Let's embark this journey by starting at a lower end and then gradually ascending to the pinnacles of his strength. Our first stop on this power scaling expedition brings us to the character known as Dagon. Dagon remarkably showed an incredible display of power with his domain expansion, an ability that allowed him to create an entire island within a pocket dimension by channeling its cursed energy. The sheer magnitude of this achievement cannot be understated, for the act of creation demands immense expenditure of energy, far exceeding the energy required for destruction. This feat would place Dagon squarely within the mountain level of strength, and it's only natural to extrapolate that Gojo, celebrated as the strongest sorcerer in modern day, possesses the capacity to replicate a similar feat. Yet we can ascend higher in echelons of power within Jujutsu Kaisen, as our attention is turned to none other than Sukuna, the king of curses. It is asserted that at full power, Sukuna holds the potential to bring about the annihilation of the entire world, yet remarkably, Gojo, despite confronting Sukuna at his zenith, retains an unwavering belief in his ability to emerge victorious. This conviction suggests that Gojo's physical prowess should be at least on par with Sukuna's, aligning him with planetary levels of strength. Further bolstering this argument is the existence of Yuki's domain expansion, the formidable black hole which too has been touted as capable of destroying the world if left unchecked. While this feat may appear somewhat dubious, it nevertheless adds additional credence to the notion of Sukuna and Gojo operating at a planetary level of power. In addition to these formidable capabilities, it is worth noting that Gojo is capable of amplifying his cursed energy to an astounding 200% output. Though this process does require some time to complete, it is an aspect of his arsenal that should not go unnoticed. Now that we've discussed his formidable strength, then the question arises, how does his speed compare to his power? Now, within the Jujutsu Kaisen community, there is a wide expansion of options regarding Gojo's speed scaling. On one end of the spectrum, some fans believe his speed exceeds comprehension, while others believe he can't even reach hypersonic levels. To address this debate, let's debunk and scrutinize some of the more outlandish speed scaling and then, get on track. One of the most pervasive notions of speed is the idea that Gojo possesses what is known as inaccessible speed. This hinges on the feat of Gojo being able to operate in the prison realm, which is stated to possess no time. This concept, however, is debunked by the fact that it takes Gojo a mere 0.2 seconds to activate his domain expansion, which in the world of Jujutsu Kaisen is considered a lightning fast feat. Now, while some may try to argue that this is perception time, thus would not being an anti-feat to inaccessible Gojo, it is stated by the narrator, as well other characters have activated their domain expansions in similar time. Also, Gojo does employ the use of teleportation, meaning why would he use a slower form of transportation if he does possess inaccessible speed? Now moving on to Gojo's actual speed, his hollow purple technique is a key factor in showcasing his remarkable swiftness. This technique allows Gojo to create imaginary mass, a concept rooted in the manipulation of photons. This implication implies here that Gojo may be able to enhance his speed to surpass even that of light, reaching the FTL speed category. This is actually surprisingly consistent with the established lore of Jujutsu Kaisen, where characters have demonstrated the ability to create and generate electromagnetic waves which move at 99% the speed of light. Coincidentally, attributing FTL speeds to Gojo is remarkably and inherently consistent with the assessments of the current series. Now, having addressed the speed aspect of Jujutsu Kaisen, the question naturally arises, how does Meliodas, a prominent character from another popular series, measure up? Now, when it comes to assessing Meliodas in his strength, much like Gojo, we'll be starting from some lower end feats and working our way up. So let's start this off with a key character, Archangel Tarmiel. In his epic battle against Estarossa, Tarmiel was able to showcase an extraordinary ability to summon an entire ocean using his grace. This feat is nothing short of remarkable, and calculations suggest that its power ranges anywhere from country busting to potentially even reaching continental portions. Now, how does this scale to Meliodas? Well, in a manga spin-off that delves into the First Great Holy War, we witness Meliodas in his tenure as the leader of the Ten Commandments. During this period, he not only manages to hold his ground against Mael, the strongest of the Archangels, but some would even argue he managed to one-shot Mael. This would place Meliodas in the category of potentially having continental, if not even multi-continental levels of power due to his ability to overpower Mael single-handedly. It is also crucial to note that this is a weaker version of Meliodas, as later on he acquired his Demon King abilities and engaged one-on-one with the Prime Demon King. To provide context, an old Demon King was able to effortlessly defeat the Ten Commandments Meliodas with a single strike. And it was stated that Meliodas' sheer presence could potentially destroy the entire world, so labeling the Seven Deadly Sins leader as a mere planetary buster would be a vast understatement. This consistency and power is further reinforced by the events that transpired after the Seven Deadly Sins storyline. Both Zeldris and Meliodas managed to defeat the Supreme Deity in a fierce battle, implying that Meliodas should easily scale to this level and even above after relinquishing his Demon King powers. So now that we have Meliodas' strength accounted for, where does his speed scale? When we delve into Meliodas' speed, it becomes evident that he has showcased incredible swiftness right from the outset of the series. In the first arc, we are treated to a magnificent display of Meliodas' combat speed as he effortlessly reacts to a lightning-based attack from the Holy Knight Gilthunder. This feat firmly places Meliodas in the hypersonic range of speed, setting an impressive benchmark for the series, and what's even more intriguing is that this is just the beginning of Seven Deadly Sins, as there is a treasure trove of speed feats that we can look upon. Now let's shift our attention to the formidable members of the Goddess Clan, masters of harnessing the incredible power of light in their battles. With this radiant arsenal, we are able to witness characters not only merely respond to it, but evade light-based attacks. This introduces a whole new dimension of speed scaling to the equation, granting characters who can dodge our light-based attacks relativistic scaling, and those with even greater strength reaching FTL speeds. The consistency in this speed scaling is further emphasized when we consider the Archangel Ludociel, who moves at such incredible speeds with his grace that he appears as if he's teleporting. It is important to clarify that there was a mistake in my earlier scaling video where I mentioned that Ludociel moved at the speed of light. However, this is never explicitly stated. Therefore, the goddess's previous light speed scaling should remain valid. However, it is evident that Meliodas would scale above Ludociel in speed. Even a weaker version of Meliodas alongside Zeldris managed to defeat the Supreme Deity, who should inherently possess greater speed than her Archangel counterpart. As a result, categorizing Meliodas in the FTL plus range would not be unreasonable, and there are some who might even argue for a higher estimate of MFTL's plus speeds. Now, when it comes to the actual matchup, as we're equating energy systems in both series, there's only one true question we need to ask. Can Meliodas bypass infinity? Well, shockingly, yes he can. Meliodas was able to erase the Ten Commandments, which would not only constitute energy-based erasure, but also existence erasure, as they held a part of the Demon King's essence, which was erased. And as we know, existence erasure and spatial manipulation are able to bypass infinity. And if you don't want to believe that, Meliodas could use countervanish to completely nullify infinity. So how would the fight actually go down? Well, if Meliodas gets caught in Infinite Void, it is over. But Meliodas has a distinct speed advantage, and with his ability to turn back everything Gojo throws at him many times over, I don't believe Gojo would be able to get off Infinite Void in time. As well, if we don't include verse equalization, Meliodas' existence erasure should still work against infinity, as it doesn't just effectively erase someone's energy but also their very existence. Also, here's a fun fact: if someone does not possess cursed energy like Meliodas would not in a non-verse equalization setting, the sure hit effect of the domain expansion would not work. So Infinite Void would not be an absolute win con here. So overall, I believe Meliodas could win. But then again, that's just my thoughts. Again, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and until we meet again, good luck in your power scaling endeavors.